Greetings. All right, thank you for joining us. So yeah, we're going into some kind of some heavy territory. So there are secret societies connected to the Kabbalah uh, and Jesuit energies. Kabbalah, you can say, is connected to the Orions. So when they talk about not everybody in the Kabbalah is Orion, but think of it as those that can manifest very easily. I'm talking about the chosen ones. Technically, there is some truth to that. As for being able to manifest very easily and get what they want, depending on what it is, of course. But they have a powerful magic energy spell. Frequency Kabbalah is just basically spells and just not exactly the best energy. It doesn't come up very often, or ever for that matter. Jesuit energies come through recently. I'm just finally talking about. But Kabbalah is, it's like it can get very touchy there. To the where it can get very uncomfortable too. So I don't think you hear about these type of things very often, probably for obvious reasons, because it's kind of like you don't want to cross the line. So I'm being careful what I say there. You have to be careful because there's a lot of crazy people connected to this energy. Well, Kabbalah and Jesuit energies is involved with like the elite that control our reality. They do spell work. They're just they don't even care about anybody. Yes and no, or commodities. Kabbalah, I feel like, is stronger than the Jesuits. But the Kabbalah is more hidden. It's kind of known, not well known. I mean, kind of, but not really. It goes back to the wizards and things of that kind. It's just doing the spells on humanity, basically. And of course, like I said, you don't hear about it very often because they don't want you to connect with them. So they're part of the building blocks of our controlled reality. A lot of it, started in Jerusalem to create our modern society or our modern prison, whatever you want to look at it. Without going into details, you have an idea who's controlling our reality. Let's put it that way. Who's running everything, who owns it. Not to say all of them are part of the elites, but it's keeping their people in charge. The banks, financial institutions, and so on. So they're just showing you who's in charge, basically. So I guess World War II, there had to be a cleanse that occurred there. Obviously, it's to break down the old timelines so new timelines can be created. And of course, Kabbalah just took control over again. Not to say they really lost control, but you break them down and they come back in a new energy. So it's kind of it's a touchy subject, but it's connected to our root race of narcissistic magician energies. That's very very powerful here. Madonna, I remember talking about it ages ago, maybe 10 years ago, which is kind of screwed up her brain, it looks like, but whatever. When they get plastic surgery like that, it's like they turn to another person. Of course, I don't think she looks human anymore, but whatever. I'm not gonna go there. So the Orion energies, they're just very, at least one way I've seen the Orions, like elf people. They're like tall elves. And they're from the Orion constellation, however you want to word it, but either way, they're from Orion. And they're just very powerful magician beings. And you can say they didn't like what was happening on our planet, or it's not very clear why they're doing this. I don't think we're supposed to know for obvious reasons. You can speculate, but I don't think they want us to really know. I'm not sure if we want to know. Yeah, because these are the type of people that can kill you, basically. Kabbalah energy and Jesuits. I mean, yeah, if you mess with their money, or you name a name that they don't want to be named, or location, that's when they start coming after you. So I imagine there's more to it than that, but that's close enough. So, but yeah, the Orion energy is still very. It's still, yeah. It's running a lot of stuff that's here, like some of the CEOs, even those in the spiritual community that seem very nice, giving out little trinkets here and there, and some of that's Orion energy. Yeah, the track you can do some kind of manipulation there, just derail people that are here to do good. They say, "Oh, I'm just a spiritual person," yada yada yada. Have little sell rocks and stones, and they're actually derailing people. Of course, you're not going to hear that from most. Yeah, you go to these conventions and all conferences. You got to be careful, man. It's like going to the Wild West. It's like, who's there to sabotage you? So who's the big ego there, trying to rule everything and think they're a boss and smarter than everybody? Oh my gosh, it's like school. It's like a kindergarten sometimes. The energy that's there. So, Cabal. The thing is about my experience with Cabal energy. They might have all this luck, but they don't always. They can't always have the talent that they want. So they might have power. They might have all the stuff that you want, your kids, house, whatever. But it's still lacking. There's just some kind, and they know that. There's something in their lives that's lacking. They might not always know what it is. This is why they want power over people. And yeah, spiritual community. I mean, this is spiritualism. This is magic. Was humanity ready for this stuff? Probably not. Not on a global level. No, it's too weak. It's too busy being entertained. It likes the entertainment side of everything. So, yeah. That's what this is when you get, yeah, it's a touchy subject. So, but how many are ready for it? Not a whole lot. Not really. Just tell me my past lives. Was I a superhero? Was I whatever? Somebody in history? It's like, okay, these people don't care. It's like, are you under their spell where you can incarnate here over and over again? So, and they can take your energy. Yeah, and the Jesuits connected to the Catholic Church. And yeah, it's like a mafia. It's like a religious mafia. I guess they chose the Pope. Doesn't exactly have the best energy. Now, does it? Not really. No. Nothing in the Catholic or the Vatican other than that seems right. It's like it's very controlled, arrogant. Some Anunnaki. It's not all Anunnaki. It's just an ancient religion that, of course, is reptilian. There's a little bit of everything there. Just it's alien. I guess it's a blood drinking alien race. Well, even the Pope walks around like a fish being, so they're just psychotic beings here, obviously. And you tell that to humanity. I mean, so I think some people in the Catholic Church that believe in the Catholic, I think they see stuff every now and then. They might feel something odd, or they're just so shut down. Their chakras are just so broken down they can't see anything. I imagine some do pick up on some oddness going on. So, well, like the churches are designed, some of the Catholic churches are designed to open up the darker realms, bring in demons and whatever else. Welcome to church. I don't think not all of them are like that, obviously, but some of them are. Jeez. Yeah, they're portals. So, lovely. So, all right, what's happened there? Energies and hope for the best. And this is how you go, yeah, I always say go into the rabbit hole or go more into your higher, your higher self, your higher power. And the idea is to break the spells here. Yeah, you can. I know there's all these belief systems in the spiritual community, but yeah, I think it's better without any belief systems. Just clear it all out. It's good to be open to everything, but just not to be holding on to a certain belief system for sure. Just see what happens and just don't be controlled by anybody. And there's a lot of the spiritual community, some, not all. Oh, you need to know this, you need to know that, and it's like, who cares? None of it matters. I mean, his agendas are. So that's where the Christian stuff comes in and mixes things up. They mess things up. When there's some good Christians out there, the others that just don't know what the hell they're doing. And they're in the spiritual community now. Just fucking everything up. What's new? Hearing them talking about this stuff, and they're not going to either because it doesn't give the clicks or the views or anything like that. And a lot of people are not ready for that stuff. Whatever. It's just it's whatever it is. It's a cartoon. All right, it's on comment prep sessions. Scheduler, I have a shop here. Webinars, social network behind the scenes, and the archive. I just updated the archive. Yeah, I'd say finally. So, yeah, I guess some that are part of the secret space leaders of the secret space program, I guess, are tearing each other apart recently. Something like that. It's a funny way to meet each other. But more nonsense out there for everyone. All right, so let's tap into Kabbalah frequency, Orions, and Jesuits. So obviously this isn't for everybody, but it's tough luck. So, all right, what's this? Grease is a Kabbalah frequency. Yes, the root of a magic that you can say many do not fully understand because it's not taught in your society for obvious reasons, more than mystery schools. Basically, how to create human thought, how to control society. Of course, there is a back and forth that those are here to give back to society, but society is so programmed, it doesn't know how to free itself. And it's obviously these type of subject matters is going to have trouble. It just has trouble believing it. It's like almost being drunk with this, with the system. And seeing clearly it's like a fog trying to see clearly here. And that's done by design. Well, basically, when souls are born here, their chakras are usually shut down in some form or another. That's why there's so much abuse to children when they're growing up, to shut you down. It's not just some, it's whoever they can shut down. Whatever kind of misery and trauma they can put into you for being here. It's kind of like being here is like a sin. Yes, welcome to the controlled planet. So it's just, there is obviously a level of elitism. Even those of the elites torture their own children, of course, too, as some of you probably heard. But they do it in a different way. They do it in a way, basically, you can be better at controlling your reality so they can stay strong, so they don't weaken. So that's why they have kids, just in case one kid fails, they have another one, a backup plan. So it is kind of twisted when you think about that, but just continue the agenda. So it's like they like things the way it is right now. What would it be if there's like a hole in their creation where humanity starts to figure things out. They're not going to have that. I mean, yes, they're not perfect either, but many are not looking for how to escape this reality. We're not looking in the right places, let's put it that way. You said it does go back to religion, though. It does get kind of scary, you can say, to a certain level. For the most part, it should be all right. But it depends on what you say publicly and all that. For most part, it should be all right. Studying it, understanding it, that's all right. Clearing out the spells of Kabbalah is very important. Just put out your intentions to clear out those frequencies. Obviously, they're not going to like that, but that's tough. There's a network here, yes, controlling society. Well, at least it helps you clear out your mind. Let's put it that way. It might not solve your whole life, get everything you want, but at least you can clear out the negative intentions rooted into this world. Yes, they're here to drive people crazy. It just is designed that way. It's just they don't want people here. You can say they want this world for themselves. But even that, if they had it for themselves, they'll still treat each other terribly. It's like they're always sabotaging themselves. So you're trying to get a root of who's controlling this reality. Well, there's many, but they have a certain belief system. Yes, to sedate society, put it to sleep. I've been doing it for thousands of years. Not something they're going to just give up. And sometimes you want information about them. They're not just going to give it to you. Sometimes you have to figure it out. Like, you might want to know who's controlling the reality, but are you there to really handle it? Yes, this energy can be kind of frightening. Depends on how close you are. If you're just studying it, researching it, like I say, it should be fine overall. Just get to clear out your energies. They don't see any harm in that, but obviously society is not going to heal from this. They're not going to look into it. They're just going to laugh it off and go back to the system. But for some of you that are trying to clear out your frequencies, clearing out the Kabbalah frequency will definitely help. The root race, they're root race of controlling societies. Think of like a society of alien beings. It's all about control, as you know, with the reptilians. But these are a different type of beings. Yes, they are connected to Atlantean energy also. And beyond that. Why they do it? Because it's easy. It's like some worlds are just allowed to take over, such as this one. And it's up to society to overcome it. There's more to it than that, but it gives you some idea. Greetings, we have the Orions. Realize we're coming from a neutral connection here. But basically, some Orions, yes, want to watch the world burn. Yes, World War II, World War III, World War everything. They feel like this, because this world is not doing exactly what they wanted to do. So obviously being stopped. So some are just control freaks. Well, they feel like they have, basically, yes, the elite energies, there's many of them that feel like this world is theirs. Yes, get rid of most of the population, as you've heard, which is kind of impossible for them to do, really. They're more likely to destroy themselves than to take out. Now, they might want to get rid of the population, but it's not likely. It's like, they might go ahead and try that. They can watch themselves be destroyed at the same time. And even watch their whole, because when they put that intention out and actually do it, their history. So if you want to destroy your race, then that's one way of doing it, your own controlling race. So obviously they do it in a more clever way, manipulating society through medicines, obviously through politics, politics is like a disease. Well, it's your alien groups you're trying to figure things out. So you are seeing it is alien technically. And they're trying to get you out of all this, and it's not really working. It's sabotage. It's like Days of Our Lives there. Not all of them are alien, but there is an alien presence there for sure. So right now the elite energy is obviously, using medicine against you. So you're sick, just lost. It's the only thing they can think of right now. And society is not really questioning. Some are, but most aren't. And so it's all just a big experiment. So yeah, humanity is going to continue on this. It's like the energy from humanity, from what we feel, is this, if they can make this work, like be happy in some ways, they can put up with all this. That's what many think, actually. And that's part of their, if you can survive this life and live a normal life, it is saying a lot, especially when there's just traumas everywhere. As you know, you just don't have to think about it. It's like walking through a war zone, depending on where you are. And can you just you live through it and survive, have kids, do it, and survive it all? So that says a lot. So obviously all the intentions behind the scenes and everything. Well, just seeing who they can trigger. It's a test on them too. How far can they go? So it's a test on the souls that are here. If you can survive all of this, and some don't want to reject all of that, decide to ask, what am I doing here? And maybe it's not time for you to know. Sometimes you know when you're on your deathbed. It's not always supposed to make sense. Sometimes it's best you don't know. Because you can really put you into a depression, depending on what it is. So, of course, there are positive Orions assisting, but it's still up to humans to make their own decisions, of course. It doesn't mean you have to be more galactic alien, but it can help a great deal of just basic, so you don't get controlled mentally, but obviously some are still being fallen for the old tricks. Well, as you go more to spirituality, you're seeing more of the spell work, how that's working. But many don't understand that. They don't understand spells. They don't even know what that word is. That's not in the vocabulary. So that's why spells are being done on people until they start figuring things out. Aliens did in the past. And so, the aliens had to put spells on humans because humans are out of control. Of course, they're out of control now, but at least they're still vicious, but still out of everyone's way. So basically, come here to balance this, this society. It doesn't mean it has to be aliens coming down or anything like that. It's just basically balancing the violence, healing the violence. Obviously, some still have a great deal in them. So, it's going to continue that until you can say the universe doesn't have anger or hatred in itself. So it's going to continue this way. This world is very good at sabotaging itself, as some of you know. So, well, that's what some of the tests of some of you. Some of you here to save the world, and then you find out that's not going to work. But some have to figure that out. Greetings, this is the Jesuit frequency. It's not an energy that wants to be heard, talked about, known. The Kabbalah doesn't really care because they figure no one understands it. Jesuit is the same way, but their Jesuit would rather just not be mentioned at all because it's insecure about itself. It's not a foolproof plan of controlling society. Yes, of course, it's running most of your Vatican energy, but your Vatican is very insecure itself. Well, that's why it has all its followers to protect it. Yes, there are reptilian beings there for sure. Some of them feel like they're protecting humanity too. Just be aware of that. They feel like they're doing humanity better. Just follow a religion will take care of you. And in some cases, that is a good thing. Yes, just many people are not ready for this yet. Not ready to see aliens here and creatures, mythology realms. Some of you just can't wait for that. And you can see that in some of your movies and all of that showing, but it's like it's on the screen. I don't have to worry about that thing coming out and eating me. Some of you have actually seen that, been through it. It's nice to see it on TV, so then you can turn it off. So that's why this world is probably going to stay more of a physical realm. Yes, until it fulfills its purpose, the planet itself. So Jesuit beings, there are some good ones. Obviously, there's a lot of bad ones. They feel like they're just well, as long as they keep testing humanity, they can, they might get negative karma from it, but that's their mission here to keep it shut down. But it's up to humanity to awaken beyond all of these manipulations. You can, and many are awakening, of course, but obviously there's different levels of awakening. Eventually, your Vatican will lose its power, but you have some time for that. That's not an easy one. So there is energy that, your world might go back to more of like a 1700, in 1500 time period. It'll still have technology, but you go more back to that mindset because not all of it's been cleared yet. So we'll just leave that one open for you to interpret. There's also a Renaissance. We will have a Renaissance eventually, where basically more of the arts and more just the world really starts to look like it's going somewhere instead of just kind of copying the past, which it is. Well, it's kind of stagnant, but it's happened in the past. It's nothing new there. It just humanity gets tired. Even maybe the spiritually developing, you get tired also. It's like you want this world to change, evolve, but just too tired to make it. You do all you can, but eventually you just need to rest and just go with it. So,